Let me introduce Dr. Mohammad Saeed. Dr. Mohammad Saeed is Chairman Department of Research and Evaluation at Institute of Education and Research, University of Punjab, Lahore. Dr. Saeed has completed his PhD in teacher education from Aristotle University, Greece. He is a postdoc fellow University of Bradford, UK. He possesses over 30 years of experience in teaching, training, research, and administration at different levels. Over to you, Dr. Mohammad Said. You can start your session.
My dear participants, welcome to all in this session, which will be about the quality enhancement cell, what are its functions and what is the structure of the QAC, what is its role in higher education institutions. Before proceeding to the session, may I ask a few questions from you? If anybody can share with me that what he or she knows about the QEC. Any participant, please. What is QEC? Dear participants,
पार्टिसिपेंट्स आपको आवाज आ रही है सर की? आप प्लीज सर का रिस्पॉन्स कर दें.
मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ QEC के बारे में आप कोई इंफॉर्मेशन जो भी आपके पास है, इफ यू नो एनीथिंग अबाउट द QEC, कैन यू प्लीज शेयर विद मी, शेयर विद अस on this forum? Any information, please?
Yes, Assalamualaikum. That will be very important. So, first of all, this is quality enhancement cell.
ये सर आवाज आपकी जो है ना, आई रिक्वेस्ट
आवाज आपकी आवाज में थोड़ी डिस्टॉर्शन है. आप प्लीज अपनी माइक सेट करके आप प्लीज आप बता सकते हैं.
सर माइक तो सेट है, बस इंटरनेट का यहाँ थोड़ा सा में इशू होता है, सिग्नल का बसाव का. तो अभी ठीक आ रही है आवाज?
क्लियर है.
अब क्लियर है आवाज?
जी
जी सर. आप जी सर.
Sir, as per our knowledge, QEC is quality enhancement cell. इसके काफी सारे फंक्शंस होंगे उसके होपफुली, लेकिन जो मेरे नॉलेज में वो ये है कि जो भी आपका प्रॉपर यूनिवर्सिटी की जो क्वालिटी है उसको इंश्योर करना बेसिकली इसका एक कह लें कि इसका वो है जिसके अंदर ये काम करती है, जो भी स्कोप है इसका. तो इसमें क्या क्या चीज़ें आती हैं, पर्टिकुलर्स क्या क्या हैं वो तो नहीं पता किन की चीज़ों पे देख रही है, लेकिन इतना पता है कि ये क्वालिटी इन्हांसमेंट, क्वालिटी इंश्योरेंस के लिए यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर एक साल होता है, जो कि हर यूनिवर्सिटी में.
आप कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटी से हैं सर?
चोरिस्तान यूनिवर्सिटी से हैं सर, मीट टेक्नोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट है. डॉक्टर जुनैद नाम है मेरा.
ओके डॉक्टर जुनैद साहब, थैंक यू. आपने शेयर किया अपना जो पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है, जो आपके पास बेसिक इंफॉर्मेशन थी, बैकग्राउंड. Any participant about the UGC? Have you heard the name of UGC? UGC का नाम अगर आप में से किसी पार्टिसिपेंट ने सुना है, ये क्या है, किस अदारे का नाम है और क्या फंक्शन है इसका? Okay, no problem. If you have heard any, since you are teaching in the university, might be you have heard about the QAA. QAA, what is this? Okay, my dear participants, I've just raised these 3-4 questions just to know that how much you are familiar with this QEC and its background. Today the objectives of our today's session that you can look at. Number one is the aware of the background of higher education in Pakistan. briefly for 5 minutes I will be discussing this, and then we will be moving to the about the structure and functions of the HEC, and our then emphasis will be on the structure and roles and functions of the QAA and the QECs. So this will, the objective number 3 will be our core objective, which we will be discussing, or which we would like to achieve. So these are the basically 3 objectives which I want to achieve in this session. The very first 2 objectives are as background objectives, which we as professionals and the university teachers should know about this information. So linking with the background of higher education, you are well aware that after the establishment of this sovereign state, that is Pakistan, in 1947, you know, the situation of the education in general and of course higher education was not good. We received only one university here, the University of Punjab at that time, and there were a few colleges. आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि अपने माइक जरा ऑफ रखें. आई रिक्वेस्ट यू टू put off your mics, but when needed you can ask any question or you can share your own experiences. So in there was the first meeting was held on the National Educational Conference. It was in November 1947, in which 3 committees were constituted. There was primary, secondary, and higher tertiary education. And then from 1947 to 1959, so that was a period of about 12 years, there was no as such national education policy. We should be aware of this. These different committees, they were working, and in mid 50s, under the Ministry of Interior, there was established education division, one of the division in the Ministry of Interior. And you know, at that time the capital was in Karachi, and in this Ministry of Interior there was one division was education, and within that division there one of the section was the higher education section. In 1959, if you might have gone through the reforms, the name of that policy or commission, that was the Commission on National Education. In 1959, Commission on National Education was established, and based on this commission there was a report how to proceed to higher education. But of course its most emphasis was on the primary and secondary schooling. So it was very even at the school level there was issues, there was illiteracy and many problems. I'm not going to talk about that. So in order to promote the higher education, the very first effort that was done in the education policy 1970-80, and under the purview of this policy, an organization was established named as University Grants Commission. This University Grants Commission was established at Islamabad, and I think many of you have visited the Higher Education Commission. The building was the same where this University Grants Commission was established in the mid-70s. The Main function of this university grants mission was to allocate grants, financial grants to the different universities in the country. At that time there were a few universities, not many universities. Gradually, so this UGC major function was some sort of the administrative and the financial, but not the academic. Universities, they were having their own act or ordinance, and they were working according to their statutory bodies. And you are well aware the statutory bodies of the universities, that there is board of studies, then there is a board of faculty, then there is academic council, there is syndicate. So nomenclature may vary somehow in different universities. So there was no academic, initiatives on the part of the University Grants Commission. Mostly, UGC was distributing the grants received by federal government to the higher education sector or to the universities in the different provinces and regions according to the set criteria. Of course, it was depending upon the number of the students, number of the faculties in each of the university. Gradually, it was thought in the 90s that mid 90s or late 90s that there, gradually the number of the universities were increased, and of course, then the quantity increase, number was increased. Then there was a problem with how to ensure the quality of the academic aspects in those universities. Henceforth, when the Janat Pervez Musharraf government in the late 90s, 1999, they started work under the chairmanship of the higher of Dr. Atar Rahman, and they prepared a draft and of Higher Education Commission in 2002. In 2002, Higher Education Act was passed, and in this way, uh, the reforms or the initiatives under the umbrella of the Higher Education Commission was started. So, since the establishment of the HEC, there have been many initiatives which the HEC has undertaken, or still some of those initiatives are in progress. The function of this Higher Education Commission is more academic oriented. It also gives some grant to the universities, especially to the newly established universities. There are some other programs for the specifically for less privileged provinces or the universities as well. There are different programs at different levels, like indigenous programs in country. There are some programs uh, for the foreign fellowships as well as for the faculty development programs in country, and the PhD and the postdoc programs for the faculty who are working in the different universities. So in this way, my purpose to share with you that with this background, that to create a research culture, the main objective of this or vision or mission of this HEC was to create a research culture in the higher education institution in Pakistan. I think you know that when we say higher education, so there we may categorize into three types. One are the universities. We as professionals should know the difference between these three categories of the higher education institution. Number one is the universities. Universities undertake all the academic programs right from the diploma to undergraduate, postgraduate, PhD, and fill all these programs, and they have the relatively larger network. And then the second category is the degree awarding institutions. Of course, universities are also degree awarding institutions, but there are some colleges or institutes which have the autonomy or that can award the degree, but they are not the universities. Their administrative or the setup is not as extensive as like the universities. You can look at, but they have the charter to grant the degrees, different degrees at BS level, master level, MPhil level, or PhD level. You can see such examples in different parts of the country. Here, in if you can look at the Canadian College for Women, Canadian College for Women is a very old institution, you know. It is degree awarding institution, not the university. Likewise, there is FC College and maybe NCBA, many other institutions you would look at around which have got the charter from the uh, provincial government or the federal government sometime, and their programs are recognized by the Higher Education Commission. So until unless any university and the third type of the institution is the general colleges, which have not the autonomy or the power to grant the degrees. There are different, colleges, maybe postgraduate colleges in the public as well as private sector in the country. So these colleges, most of these colleges, all these colleges, they cannot grant the degree. Only few institutions have been given the power to grant the degree by Higher Education Commission or the respective provincial government. So broadly speaking, I have shared you three types of the higher education institution. So as a professional, I think you should know the difference between these three. That's why I discussed with you. Gradually, the number of the universities, especially in the last 2 decades, a number of the universities have been built up in the Pakistan, and the government desires there should be at least university at the district level. So many districts now have their own universities. We have around 210 or even more universities in the country, including private and public sector. Now, keeping in view the large number of the universities, of course, then there was a problem of the uniformity of the curricula and the uniformity in regard to the quality of the programs which are offered in the country, so that when our graduates will, for example, they want to shift from one university to another university within the country, or they want to go abroad, their degrees could not be challenged, or they may be accepted. So keeping in view, the Higher Education Commission developed some minimum benchmarks or standards in order to bring the uniformity across the different universities. In 2004, it started to develop the curriculum of different programs, and still all the programs of all the disciplines, they are not available even at the moment. So in order to enhance the quality of the academic programs with the passage of the time, new innovative programs the university started offering, but of course there was need to have a check on these different programs in the universities, so that the quality, there should be no compromise on the quality. So with this perspective, at Higher Education Commission, one of the division of the Higher Education Commission, Higher Education Commission has mainly 5 divisions in it. One of the division is the Quality Assurance Division, and there is Quality Assurance Agency. This Quality Assurance Agency was established in 2005, with the vision that to promote, enhance, and assure the quality of higher education across higher education institutions in Pakistan. As I've shared with you, the basic purpose is to ensure the uh, some uniformity in across the different universities in disciplines at different levels, at BS level, master, MPhil, and PhD levels. If you have anything to say with regard to the Higher Education Commission or anything you want to ask, you may share. उसके बाद हम आगे फिर QEC की तरफ चलते हैं कि QEC का और ये क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस जो एजेंसी है इसका फंक्शन क्या है और within this what is the function and roles of the quality enhancement cell. You can share your experience, or if you have any question you can please share. डियर पार्टिसिपेंट्स, आपको आवाज आ रही है?
जी सर, आपकी आवाज आ रही है। पार्टिसिपेंट प्लीज कोऑर्डिनेट विद डॉक्टर मोहम्मद सईद, ही इज आस्किंग समथिंग फ्रॉम यू।
अगर आप कोई क्वेश्चन करना चाहते हैं, कोई ऐड करना चाहते हैं, कोई कमेंट्स, जो चंद बातें मैंने अभी आपके साथ शेयर की हैं एज ए बैकग्राउंड ऑफ दिस, यू मे शेयर, अदरवाइज आई विल प्रोसीड नेक्स्ट. Okay, if you don't have so far anything to ask, so I was talking about that in Higher Education Commission HEC, which was established in 2002. It was University Grants Commission basically, which was upgraded to Higher Education Commission, but its structure and function was entirely changed, that we should know. So this quality assurance agency at the Higher Education Commission had its own management or advisory board. It works under the supervision of an advisor, quality assurance advisor, and under him or her there is a managing director, MD. The current MD is now the Dr. Nadia Tahir, who is overall, you can say responsible for the quality assurance programs or the QECs in the country. Then there is a director and deputy director as assistant. So these are the people who are working in the quality assurance agency, who directly are responsible to transform the instructions or the standards from Higher Education Commission to the respective QECs. I want to share with you one thing, as you are all university teachers. In the universities, every department has not the right to ask any queries or questions to Higher Education Commission or any other extra, or Punjab Higher Education Commission or Government of Punjab. Of course, there is a system and these are generally in the universities, mainly the Quality Enhancement Cell registrar. Previously, it was the registrar who was responsible for our administrative correspondence with the other universities, with the government, and with other agencies. But when Quality Enhancement Cell was established, was announced in 2006, then some of the academic tasks they were handled in the universities by the Quality Enhancement Cells, and the administrative aspects they are still dealing with the registrar of the university. So I want to say that this is basically a liaison office that between the Higher Education Commission, Punjab Higher Education Commission, and the university. The functions of Quality Assurance Agency, which is at Islamabad, you can look at its functions. Developing practical guidelines and policies for establishing quality enhancement cells at public sector universities for integration of quality assurance in the higher education. Uh, Now, these quality not only public sector universities but also in the private sector universities. So you can have the correction here. Quality enhancement cells are mandatory in the private sector universities of the country as well. So please, you can look into the private is missing here. So the second function is the monitoring, evaluation, and capacity building of all quality enhancement cells. So from time to time, there are some initiatives by the Quality Assurance Agency. For example, in the COVID situation, they have sent different guidelines, their policies regarding the teaching as well as the assessment, online assessment. So this is basically Quality Assurance Agency who provides all instructions to the QECs, quality enhancement cells, and the QECs, they are responsible to implement those policies which are sent by the uh, Higher Education Commission under the direction of the concerned Vice Chancellor of the university or Rector of the university. The third main function of the Quality Assurance Agency is capacity building of selected professional staff or quality enhancement cells to serve as master trainers after receiving training in quality assurance to increase the level of international compatibility through skill enhancement in the respective field, and hiring the services of local as well as foreign experts having practical exposure of academic quality assurance for conducting training workshops, seminars, conferences to build capacity building of quality assurance agency and QEC staff. So sometimes quality assurance agency conducts, maybe online seminars and workshops, you can say, um, and ask the QEC staffs to attend those in order to have the capacity building the QEC staff. So this is also one of the sometimes maybe some changes in the rules of the curriculum development or the assessment procedures uh, or the standards which have developed. So HEC wants to uh, train to the QECs directors and the deputy directors. So they provide some, they conduct sometimes any workshops or trainings, and mostly these are online workshops and training. Yes, sometimes maybe at the at the HEC Islamabad or its regional higher education centers in Lahore, Peshawar, Karachi, and Quetta. So it depends upon situation. So quality enhancement cells, as I said, these started establishing in 2006. And it is mandatory that each higher education institution should have a quality enhancement cell, whether it is a university or it is a degree awarding institution or any higher education college where undergraduate or postgraduate classes are in progress. This is basically desired, but of course, uh, at the moment even although all the institutions have not established the quality enhancement cells. The first two categories, they have the QECs, I mean to say, all the public and private sector universities of the country, they have the quality enhancement cells, and as well all the other which are the colleges or institute but they are degree awarding institutions, they have also quality enhancement cells. But the colleges which are affiliated with any university, they are higher education, they come under the domain of higher education, but they have not the charter of awarding the degree, those colleges have not yet the COECs. There may be a few such colleges where there are quality enhancement cells, but efforts are being done now. The Higher Education Commission wants that each college has also a small setup of the quality enhancement cell in its college. To reinforce this objective, QEC holds periodic progress review meetings and perform monitoring visits. The quality of internal quality assurance mechanism in HI is measured quantitatively on annual basis by means of scorecard. You can look at, based on this, there is a categories of the university. आपने सुना होगा ये Z level में place हुई है, Y में place है. So there are some standards. So based on those standards, the HEC reviews the performance of the universities, then grant its level. Means the standards, if any university has maintained the standards, let's say up to 50%, they have met those standards, they will be given the Z level, and then if they have, their evaluation is they have met the 51 to 67% of the standards, then they will be placed in Y, and then if 68% or 84% they are placed in X, and if they have the 85 to 100%, they have achieved this score based on the standards which have been developed. So they will get, or they will award the W level, which is the highest category. So along with this categorization, there is also association with regard to the quality by the accreditation councils. I would like just to share with you those councils. Accreditation councils. There is one stream to ensure the quality is the Quality Enhancement Cell, QEC, which is housed at the university or degree awarding institution under the guidelines of the Higher Education Commission. That is one thing. What instructions or guidelines or standards, they are conveyed by the Higher Education Commission, they are implemented in the universities. Now that is another thing, how effectively those standards or guidelines are implemented, that is another question. Of course, there are some, all the institutions, they don't have the capacity, maybe some time to implement all those things. Maybe sometimes they don't have the staff, faculty issue there, maybe some other resources. That is a separate question. So apart from this QEC, there are some, in some disciplines, there are accreditation councils. The purpose of these councils are also to ensure the quality or accredit the academic programs. Only if they accredit their programs with these councils, then the programs can be initiated, and then they are the product, I mean to say the students who will be acquiring such degrees, if their degrees are not accredited with these councils, they cannot get jobs in the private and in the public sector, and as well as in the private sector, good institutions, well-reputed institutions. And I hope that you have come to know about these accreditation councils. They have their own mechanism, they have their own standards, and if those institutions or the programs, they will meet that criteria in terms of the credits of the programs, in terms of the number of the different courses which are desired for that particular program, in terms of the core courses and the elective courses, major or minor courses, in terms of the proper format or style which is recommended by the council. So there are different things how to go ahead. With regard to the teacher-student ratio, the resources available, physical infrastructure. So they have certain parameters. If any institution or department will not meet those criteria, that program obviously will not be accredited. And when the product will be in the market, for example, if you look at the Punjab Engineering Council, for example, Pakistan Engineering Council, sorry, so all engineers they have to registration with that, and some good organization demand for the PEC registered number like, so then they can work in any organization. So these are the different accreditation councils in different disciplines. National Business Education Accreditation Council, which accreditates the programs in the field of the business. Then there is a Computing Education Accreditation Council, which basically responsible to accredit the computer education, computer science, information technology, software, so such type of the compute programs. Then there is a Pakistan Council of Architects and Town Planners. So the programs related to art, architecture and town planning, they are accredited with this council. Pakistan Engineering Council, मैंने अभी आपके साथ शेयर किया, it is very old, accreditation council. So all the engineering programs, whether that is electrical, mechanical, electronic, and metallurgy, material resource, engineering, and now there are different other engineering programs at undergraduate and postgraduate level, PhD and MPhil level. They are all accredited with it. Until unless these programs are not accredited, it means the HEC will also, there will be problems at the time of the verification of the degrees. They have to meet the guidelines and the instructions of the Pakistan Engineering Council as well as of the Higher Education Commission, and then their degree will be recognized in the country and abroad. Pakistan Bar Council, of course, the law deals with the law at undergraduate, postgraduate level, and there is Agriculture Education Accreditation Council. So the programs relating to the agriculture sciences, they come under this domain. Then National Accreditation Council for Teacher Education, all the teacher education programs like B.Ed, elementary, secondary, MA Education, MPhil, PhD, all these programs in the which are related to the teacher preparation are accredited with this council. And last, and the very old one of the council is the Pakistan Medical and Dental Council, PMDC. That is responsible for the accreditation of the programs in the field of the health sciences, which mainly, is our undergraduate programs like MBBS, then postgraduate programs, specialization programs, and likewise dentistry and now physiotherapy and such other programs. So my what point of view or what I am interested to share with you, that all these councils are also striving to maintain or ensure the quality of the academic programs in their particular disciplines which come under their jurisdiction. So that this is also a mechanism which is going on in the higher education institutions. And along with this, there is a mechanism of directly of the Higher Education Commission standards which are conveyed to the universities, and the quality enhancement cells of the respective universities, they are responsible to implement those standards. जो बातें मैंने अभी आपके साथ की हैं, आई होप कि आप कुछ ना कुछ इसमें आपको पता चला होगा कि कैसे ये चीज़ें जो हैं वो चल रही हैं. इफ़ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन तो आप पूछ सकते हैं, वरना फिर हम जो है वो नेक्स्ट. कोई आप अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करना चाहते हैं, कोई क्वेश्चन आप पूछना चाहते हैं, मोस्ट वेलकम. अब हमने अपना जो एक्चुअल क्यूईसी को फर्दर हमने देखना है कि इसके जो असाइन टास्क हैं हायर एजुकेशन कमीशन ने वो क्या हैं और किस तरह परफॉर्म हो रहे हैं. इस पे अब हम आपकी क्वेश्चंस के बाद बात करेंगे. जी. माय डियर पार्टिसिपेंट्स, आप मेरे साथ हैं, मुझे सुन रहे हैं, तो कोई ना कोई आप कोई क्वेश्चन करें, कोई आप अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करें प्लीज़, ताकि मुझे पता चले कि आप वाकई मुझे एक्टिवली सुन रहे हैं.
Respected participant, please make it a two-way conversation. आप भी कोई डॉक्टर मोहम्मद सईद से कोई क्वेश्चन वगैरह कर सकते हैं. एनी क्यूरी आपकी हो तो आप पूछ सकते हैं.
चलें, जब क्वेश्चन कोई नहीं होता तो उस पर ये भी हो सकता है कि सारी चीज़ों का पता चल रहा है, और ये भी हो सकता है कि कोई उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं हुई. तो दोनों इसकी पॉसिबिलिटीज़ हो सकती हैं. तो मैं एज ए टीचर तो अपने एक्सपीरियंस की बेस पे कहूँगा, चूँकि ये उस तरह ज़्यादा टेक्निकल नहीं है, ये अवेयरनेस बेसिकली सेशन है कि क्या क्यूईसी का क्या रोल है हमारी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ या अदारों में, ताकि आपको उससे थोड़ी सी अंडरस्टैंडिंग और अवेयरनेस हो जाए, because you will be involved in this in the functions of the QECs, because QEC will involve the faculty in order to undertake the functions in the respective universities. आप में से यकीनन कोई टीचर्स जो हैं इसमें इन्वॉल्व भी होंगे, कोई ना कोई वो एक्टिविटीज़ कर रहे होंगे. एनीहो, लेट्स लुक एट कि जो मेजर फंक्शंस हैं QEC के अंडर द which are designed by the Higher Education Commission, you can look at आपके सामने हैं. These are the 6 functions. Number 1 is the IPE, Institutional Performance Evaluation, and number 2 is PhD, MS, MPhil or equivalent programs review. Number 3 is self-assessment of academic programs. Number 4 is accreditation. ये तो मैंने आपको वाज़े अभी डिस्क्राइब कर दिया था एक्रीडेशन वाला. एंड नंबर 5 इज अवेयरनेस सेमिनार्स, कॉन्फ्रेंसेस ऑन क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस. एंड 5 and 6 is the contribution and participation in national and international academic quality assurance activities. These are basically 6 functions which are mandatory to be done by each quality enhancement cell under the direction of the Higher Education Commission. So I am going to explain these functions one by one, and then of course if you will be having anything to add or ask, you are welcome. The very first function is the institutional performance evaluation. What is the criteria of this performance? तो आप वैसे आप अगर हम देखें किसी चीज़ को, किसी अदारे को अगर हमने एवेल्युएट करना है तो साफ ज़ाहिर है देयर इज़ सम yardstick for that, there may be some standards for that, and based on those standards or SOPs, how far those standards are met by any institution, then we can make a decision कि ये अदारा अच्छा है, एवरेज है, लो परफॉर्मर है, हाई परफॉर्मर है, एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी है. सो वी मेक द डिसीजन. जैसे मैंने अभी पहले क्वांटिफिकेशन के एतबार से बताया कि उनकी 4 कैटेगरीज हैं, W एंड देन X, Y एंड Z. सो ये कैटेगरीज बेसिकली किसी न किसी क्राइटेरिया पे हम इन यूनिवर्सिटीज़ को ग्रांट करते हैं, या हायर एजुकेशन कमीशन, based on some certain standards. And these standards you can look at. ये वो standards हैं जिसके बेस पे जो quality enhancement cell makes an evaluation of the institution, institutional performance evaluation. इन पैरामीटर से वो देखता है क्या प्रोग्राम्स के मिशन स्टेटमेंट गोल्स दे आर क्लियर, प्लानिंग of all the activities, evaluation of the activities, its organization and governance, the integrity of the staff, faculty, and transparency in all work, faculty qualifications, their experiences, the students intake, how many students they strength, then what are other infrastructure and learning resources in the respective universities, what are the which different programs are being offered in that, and of course the 10th standard is also related to how qualitatively those programs are in progress. Then public's disclosure and transparency, student support services. So they have divided HEC in order to make the performance of the to evaluate the different institutions and to grant as a category. One of the major standard parameter is the IPE, Institutional Performance Evaluation. The institutional performance evaluation comes under the purview of HEC, where this process is informed by the results of 5 key practice done by the HECs through the adoption of the university quality standards and assessment model. The result of university quality standards and assessment model thus correspond to the process of performance evaluation standard. So this is the first function of the QEC, to make each department or overall evaluation of every higher education institution, whether it is a university or it is a degree awarding institution or it is any college where higher education programs are in progress, to make the evaluation against these standards. Now you can further look into the further details of these standards visiting the HEC website. तो यहाँ पे चूँकि मकसद आपको बेसिकली अवेयरनेस है, it would be difficult if we will go into the depth of each and every standards कि हर एक के certain parameters हैं, ये main standards हैं, फिर आगे इनके sub standards या उनके different items हैं within each standard. The second function of QEC is to review the PhD, MS, or MPhil or equivalent programs. To ensure the quality of these programs. Since I have been engaged with the HEC since 2004, if you remember, there was some of you might be knowing that HEC has also a faculty development program, and HEC has also, along with other initiatives, there are initiative of the approved PhD supervisor. So that scheme started in 2004, and the curriculum review, the review of the curriculum or development of curriculum or the faculty development, that was also started planned in 2004 and actually started in 2005 and 6. So in order to ensure the quality of MPhil or PhD programs, there is a set criteria, and the HEC has different parameters to evaluate the MS and MPhil programs. I would like just to share with you the most important things which HEC looks at while accrediting or evaluating the MPhil, PhD or equivalent programs. MS, somewhere nomenclature is MS or MPhil, or sometime maybe equivalent. These are all 18 years schooling were required. Maybe MBA or MSc Agriculture or MSc Engineering. So where 18 years schooling. So they are being reviewed by the Higher Education Commission. So there are certain parameters which are mandatory to ensure under the guidelines of the Higher Education Commission, and QEC evaluated whether each program of the university is observing those guidelines. And the first thing is the credits. Do the credits for that particular program, the minimum credit which are declared by the Higher Education Commission, whether the program which is under review meets that criteria or not. And for a 2-year program, the minimum these credits, they are 65 credits. And now in the new policy, if you look at that, which is called as the undergraduate education policy, आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है आप जरूर उसको पढ़ें. ये अभी recently अनाउंस हुई है before 2-3 months. undergraduate education policy, जो जिसमें एसोसिएट डिग्री और BS का जो प्रोग्राम्स हैं उनके कोर कोर्सेज कौन से होंगे, उनसे क्रेडिट्स कितने होंगे. तो अब इसके क्रेडिट जो हैं 2 ईयर का एसोसिएट डिग्री जो प्रोग्राम है दैट विल बी 60. सो नो प्रोग्राम ऑफ 2 ईयर नाउ will be less than 60 credits. If it is 4-year program, so of course minimum credits will be 120, but before these credits were 130, for your information, for any 4-year BS program. And likewise, if the program is a 5-year program, like there is engineering, some program, veterinary sciences, and some programs are architecture 5-year program. So according the number of credits increases. So the foremost thing to evaluate a program is the total number of credits, and then the number of the core courses, whether the core courses for that particular discipline which are mandatory, they are being taught in that program or not. This is also one of the important things which is being observed. The third important thing is whether the faculty is available to teach those courses or not. So how many students are enrolled and how much faculty is there. So teacher-student ratio is very important. For example, a teacher can maximum supervise 12 MPhil and PhD students. Since MPhil and PhD, they are the research degrees, so research is one of the mandatory component. In case of MPhil, it is 1 year coursework and generally minimum 1 year research thesis. In case of PhD, the volume of the research is double. So these MPhil and program, the core courses that should be included in that particular program. Teacher-student ratio should be appropriate. It should not. So I was telling you that 12 maximum number of the students that a teacher can undertake for the research, they are 12. And within 12, PhD should not be more than 5. And along with that, the PhD faculty member will have 3 years post PhD experience if he or she has to supervise the PhD thesis. So these are the different, maybe some other, there are some, these are the conditions when the any university, in any university, any program is offered, the QEC of that university evaluates it against these parameters, and which is called as the internal review process, internal quality assurance review by the QEC, and the external, of course, that is conducted the the Higher Education Commission. And Higher Education Commission constitutes a committee based on the senior professors in the relevant discipline, and they then make scheduled visit of the respective departments and the programs which they offer, and they look all these parameters, and then they make the decision whether the program meets the standards or the criteria which they follow the HEC or not. If it meets the criteria, it recommends okay, the program should go on. But if there is some issues, the HEC may stop that program until unless, for example, you will not have the student-teacher ratio appropriate, you cannot continue. Firstly, uh, there should be appropriate teacher-student ratio, induct more faculty, and then you can go ahead. Maybe sometime there is a problem of the labs or library, different resources which a university need or department need for that particular discipline or program. So HEC may temporarily stop the program, or it may completely stop, which we called halt to halt the program permanent, that no, this program cannot be offered now if they have the major reservations. So this is the second function of the QEC, that the guidelines with regard to the PhD name fill review, QEC responsible for the internal review and facilitates the Higher Education Commission in the external review of the different MPhil and PhD programs. Based on that, HEC makes a decision whether to continue or temporarily stop the program or completely stop or halt the respective program. The third major function is the self-assessment of academic program. I want to share with you that it is not only the MPhil and PhD programs which should be reviewed by the QEC, but also the undergraduate programs as well. But the emphasis, of course, is on MPhil and PhD. But there are some parameters, that the undergraduate programs, the teacher and the course evaluations is also one of the function of the QEC. QEC makes visit to the different departments in order to look at the course, the courses outlines, and against the parameters given by the Higher Education Commission, also makes the evaluation of the teachers' classroom teaching learning process through the opinion of the teachers. That instrument has also been provided by the Higher Education Commission, but the respective universities and their QCs sometimes may have some amendments or some additions in that as well. So there is a structured system of the course and teacher evaluation of different programs at all the departments in the university and degree awarding institution. So all the programs, whether undergraduate or postgraduate program, the courses are evaluated, and the teachers who teach those courses, their teaching methodologies, assessment methodologies on the prescribed performance, they are also being assessed. And based on that, they develop a self-assessment report after every 2 years. This course and teacher evaluation is basically after every 2 years, each quality enhancement cell will have to submit to the Higher Education Commission. इसका जो मैकेनिज्म है ये थोड़ा सा ये स्ट्रक्चर्ड मैकेनिज्म जो कि हायर एजुकेशन कमीशन ने ही क्यूईसीज को दिया है, यानी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ को दिया है, जो कि क्यूईसीज उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे, इसको भी आप देख सकते हैं. यू कैन लुक एट क्यूईसीज initiates the self-assessment. SA means self-assessment to the office of director or principal 1 semester prior to the assessment. Then department forms the program teams that will be responsible for preparing the self-assessment reports in 3 weeks. Then QC reviews the documents within 2 weeks, and self-assessment report will complete. And this is then QC plans and fixes the assessment team visits. Assessment team conducts assessment and presents its findings to the QC head of the department, program team, campus faculty. QC submits the executive summary to the head of the institution or vice chancellor, which the QC has done the evaluations of the different departments and the course evaluations. Based on that, QEC prepares a summary of that, which is shared with the Vice Chancellor, and then that is issued, sent to the Higher Education Commission and the respective departments for the feedback purpose. So this is a mechanism of the self-assessment report. So self-assessment report includes the teacher evaluation and course evaluation of all courses, whether these are at undergraduate level or these are at MPhil or PhD level. All courses and all teachers who are teaching these courses, they are supposed to be evaluated after every 2 years, and then the reports are prepared to the Higher Education Commission. The next is the awareness seminars on quality assurance. This is an other function of the quality enhancement. My dear participants, आपके ज़हन में कोई questions हैं तो अभी मैं आपको टाइम देता हूँ, ये मैं आपके साथ शेयर कर लूँ. To conduct the seminars, workshop, quality day. अभी जैसे कि नवंबर, I think you are well aware, November is the quality month according to the international quality assurance agencies. They celebrate a World Quality Day every year in the month of the November. So there are any seminar, workshops, the QEC is supposed to conduct some seminars, workshops and conferences on the quality assurance practices globally, in the global context as well as in the context of the country. And the last is the contributions and its linkages with the networks. There are now, that is a technology of the link, e-linkage, there are different networks in the field of the quality assurance or quality enhancement, like Asia Pacific Quality Network, then International Network for Quality Assurance Agency in Higher Education, Pakistan Network for Quality Assurance in Higher Education. So like these, there are some other platforms or the network, and the QECs are encouraged to be the members of these networks so as to learn the experiences of the different countries with regard to the policies and the practices, and which viable policies or practice they may introduce in their own universities, they can recommend to the respective university in the Higher Education Commission. So these are the basically 6 major functions which are being performed by the quality enhancement cells. My dear participants, इसके बाद कुछ और आपके वाले फंक्शंस हैं जो कि फ्रॉम यूनिवर्सिटी टू यूनिवर्सिटी वेरी करते हैं, वो मैं आपके साथ वो भी अभी शेयर करूंगा। लेकिन जो भी मैंने आपके साथ अभी तक जो डिस्कशन की है, व्हाट आई हैव प्रेजेंटेड माय सम स्लाइड्स एंड शेयर माय एक्सपीरियंसेस, इस पे अगर आप कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहते हैं जी वेलकम। कोई आप बताना चाहते हैं तो प्लीज़ बता दें, ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपने क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहते हैं, कोई आप अपनी कोई अच्छा इनिशिएटिव आप अपने अदारे के QEC का वो शेयर करना चाहते हैं, यू कैन शेयर, वी विल लर्न फ्रॉम यू। थैंक यू। डियर पार्टिसिपेंट्स, आपको मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है? और जो चीज़ें मैंने आपके साथ शेयर की हैं, वैसे तो ये आपको रिकॉर्डिंग भी और ये स्लाइड्स भी सारी मिल जाएंगी, नो प्रॉब्लम। PHEC अवेलेबल करेगा आपको। लेकिन इसके साथ साथ कोई चीज़ अगर आप मज़ीद क्लियर करना चाहते हैं या आप इसमें कोई ऐड करना चाहते हैं, or you may share any related experience higher education के context में, you are most welcome.
Participants, if you want to share something, डॉक्टर मोहम्मद सईद पूछ रहे हैं, आप प्लीज शेयर कर लें।
मेरा हाल है, या तो थक गए हैं आप, लेकिन थकावट तो जो है वो बाद में होती है, दरमियान में 2-3 दफ़ा मैंने आपसे रिक्वेस्ट की है। मुझे तो वैसे अभी तक चीज़ों की समझ नहीं आई, यानी फंक्शंस भी अदारों के आफ्टर 35 ईयर्स ऑफ माय जॉब। तो एनी हो, चूँकि ये ठीक है, आई डू एग्री कि ये शायद उस तरह का ज़्यादा टेक्निकल चीज़ें नहीं हैं, लेकिन आफ्टर ऑल इनकी बारे में अवेयरनेस ज़रूरी है, जो कि फंक्शंस मैंने आपके एज ए टीचर ऑफ द यूनिवर्सिटी, ऑल द टीचर्स आई थिंक should have awareness that what are the functions of the quality enhancement cells in our universities. So obviously, in order to effectively perform these functions by the respective universities, there is a need of the cooperation of the faculty of the respective university, of the heads and the faculty members of the universities. So if not, I want to share कि इसके अलावा कुछ और भी फंक्शंस हैं जो कि फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम जो कि यूनिवर्सिटी टू यूनिवर्सिटी वेरी करते हैं। उनमें से एक फंक्शन ये है, वो है एफिलिएटेड कॉलेजेस का। इन सम ऑफ द यूनिवर्सिटीज द एफिलिएटेड कॉलेजेस आर डायरेक्टली लिंक्ड और सुपरवाइज्ड बाय द QECs, क्वालिटी एनहांसमेंट सेल्स। They are monitored, evaluated, and under the direct supervision of the quality enhancement cells. But in some of the universities and degree awarding institutions, they are not directly supervised. Only for some quality initiatives, maybe they are linked with or assist with the QECs, but they are not under the administrative control of the QECs. Sometimes they have their, they are working under the registrar or any deputy registrar is the focal person to supervise those affiliated colleges. And maybe sometimes in some universities the vice chancellor, they constitute any committee, affiliation committee, and then that is responsible for the all the problems, issues, progress and development of those affiliated colleges. So it depends upon the situation, how the university leadership gives this task of supervising the affiliated colleges. But one thing I have already shared with you, now HEC has the direction that all the affiliated colleges or some sub-campuses of the universities in the public and private sector, they will establish the quality enhancement cells. Of course, and for this, they have suggested that each QEC will have a small setup uh, at their QEC. One person will be assistant director or any person of grade 17, and one will be assistant to him or her who will, control the activities or facilitate the activities of the quality enhancement cell, and maybe one sports staff sometime. But all the colleges have not yet established their quality enhancement cell because it requires the budget, the finance, and they have to depute, you know, 2 or 3 people, staff for this cell. Generally, many of the colleges, they have now um, nominated a person as focal person for the quality assurance, and that focal person coordinates with the respective university in order to implement the activities which are desired by the Higher Education Commission, or maybe there are some activities which are not asked by the Higher Education Commission, but the university bodies have recommended to implement these in the affiliated colleges. So this QEC uh, ensures the implementation of those decisions of the university or of the Higher Education Commission. The QEC, in this way, you have seen that it is a liaison office between the university and the government agencies like HEC, PHEC, and other HEIs of the quality assurance. From time to time, there are some queries with regard to the curriculum of the different programs, with regard to the assessment of the different, or teaching and assessment aspects of the different programs. So these are basically dealt with the QECs. If there is a need of any guideline, they approach the Higher Education Commission in order to clarify that. And I also want to share with you with regard to the uh, PhD and MPhil programs that no MPhil and PhD program can be accredited by Higher Education Commission uh, if HEC is not going to issue the no objection certificate, NOC. So NOC is required for all the academic programs, MPhil and PhD programs, which have been initiated in the last 7 years, from November 2013. So all the programs which have been introduced since November 2013, they must get NOC from the Higher Education Commission. So if any university has started such program without the permission and NOC of Higher Education Commission, it means what will be the consequence? The HEC will not verify or certify its degree. So that may be an issue at the time of the when anybody or institution will approach for the accreditation or verification of the degrees. Before November 2013, MPhil PhD programs were approved, by the respective academic council of the universities. Each university has its own statutory bodies which work in order to ensure the mechanism of different to perform the different functions like development of curricula, approval of the paper setters, and the panels for the evaluation of the thesis, and like these functions. They have their own board of studies. Board of studies, they are headed by the respective head of the department or chairman, and then there are senior teachers, professors, all professors and associate professors. They are the members of the board of studies. Senior most lecturer and associate and assistant professor is also member of the board of studies. Then there is a board of faculty. Things recommended by board of studies, they are placed in the board of faculty meeting where all the heads of the departments of that particular faculty, they are the members of that, and there are external members in board of faculty as well as some 2 to 4 are external members in the board of studies. So things are recommended, developed by the faculty, by the teachers. They are they are then approved, placed in the meeting of the board of studies. Board of studies make its recommendations and submit to the board of faculty, and board of faculty, after its approval, if things are okay, then they submit to the academic council, and academic council grants the approval of that. And if they are if there are certain issues with regard to the policy matter that may need to the approval of the syndicate, then those matters go to the syndicate of the respective university or executive council of that particular university. So this hierarchy is basically also responsible to ensure the quality of the different academic programs and to carry out all the different functions of the higher education institutions in the proper way. Another function may be some of the universities, they also perform the task of ranking of the departments in the universities. So based on the evaluation, they rank their departments. That also some of the QCs, they are responsible for that, but in some universities they have their own other mechanisms. Some of the universities, they have given the task of the evaluation of the research papers, whether they are in which category of the Higher Education Commission. There are X, Y, Z categories of the different journals with regard to the publications or research papers. So whether they fall in that respective category. So if there are applicants for that, and some university have given the task that this thing will be assessed by the QEC. But in some universities, this function is done by the ORIC. ORIC is another institution in each higher education commission, Office for the Research, Innovations and Commercialization. तो इस तरह के कुछ और काम जो हैं वो फ्रॉम यूनिवर्सिटी टू यूनिवर्सिटी QEC के फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम जो कि यूनिवर्सिटी की अथॉरिटी यानी वाइस चांसलर समझे कि QAC को देना चाहिए क्वालिटी इंश्योरेंस का, वो भी दिया जा सकता है. Like I just want to share with you as at the Punjab University, our university thought that many times it happened that Board of Studies, the department, they develop the curricula, then they submit it to the approved through the Board of Studies and then to Board of Faculty and Academic Council. And it was since the last few years there were some issues on it that with regard to the uniformity or the format of the different curricula in the different disciplines. So our university, our Vice Chancellor suggested to have a committee for that on the curriculum review at the university level. So after Board of Faculty, that committee will look at its template and design and format, and then that will submit, give the permission whether the program should be submitted into the academic council or not. So here in the University of Punjab, the Director Quality Enhancement Cell is the secretary of this curriculum review committee. So different universities may have sometimes give different tasks to the quality enhancement cells in order to ensure the uniformity and the quality or to effectively perform the different functions of the respective university. So thank you very much. मैंने जो कुछ कहना था और अब आप कोई बात at the end you may share, otherwise we will say you goodbye. कोई क्वेश्चन आपके ज़हन में कोई आप शेयर करना चाहें?
ये आपने जितने फंक्शन बताए हैं PEC के, ये ज़्यादातर तो हैं ये क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस वाले.
जी जी.
इसका नाम डाला गया है ये जो क्वालिटी इन्हांसमेंट सेल.
जी
तो
जी.
कौन से स्पेसिफिक फंक्शन है जिनकी बिना पे इसको हम क्वालिटी इन्हांसमेंट सेल कहते हैं? हालांकि मोस्टली तो वही हैं जो एश्योरेंस वाले ही हैं.
जी.
तो इन्हांसमेंट का जो लफ्ज़ है ये किस बिना पे वो लगाया गया है?
एक्चुअली अगर आप इसके लिटरल मीनिंग पे ही अगर आप जाएं, क्वालिटी, थैंक यू वेरी मच. पहले तो मैं अप्रिशिएट करूंगा आपने कमेंट्स या क्वेश्चन जो किया. देखिए, क्वालिटी sometimes the terms they are interchangeably used. When we are ensuring the quality or assuring the quality, so obviously that will lead to enhance the functions, effective make the functions in. So it is not only desired कि जो mechanism है उसको sustain करना है, बल्कि उसको साथ साथ improve भी करना है in the light of the, जैसे कि मैंने अभी आपके साथ शेयर किया है, ये जो इंटरनेशनल नेटवर्क या लिंकेजेस हैं, इनके साथ QEC डायरेक्टली लिंकेज डेवलप करना, इसका जो इसके पॉइंट्स हैं यूनिवर्सिटी की रैंकिंग में, जो यूनिवर्सिटीज़ की रैंकिंग है आपके, ये भी बेसिकली इसमें पॉइंट्स हैं इसके. तो that will also facilitate the university in order to enhance the quality of its different programs. तो इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में the purpose of HEC is not that the universities should only confine to the functions which have been assigned by the HEC or the university itself, but they can also make their associations with the international and other collaboration with other universities that may enhance or uplift or upgrade the quality of the any component of the higher education commission. That is other question कि यूनिवर्सिटीज किस हद तक इंटरनेशनली लिंकेज जो है वो डेवलप करने में, ये जो डिपार्टमेंटल जो लिंकेज है, बाज़ औक़ात आपने देखा होगा कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में एक्सटर्नल लिंकेजेस के डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं, तो वो बेसिकली क्वालिटी एनहांसमेंट को जो है इंश्योर करने के लिए कि जो प्रैक्टिसेस हैं ग्लोबली, उसकी रोशनी में अपने जो प्रोग्राम्स हैं उनको इम्प्रूव किया जाए. सो देयर इज नो एंड ऑफ क्वालिटी. There is no end of the quality. There is no end. We cannot say that any program is perfect. There is always room for improvement. The only thing is how to make the efforts in order to ensure our objectives which we have developed to to complete those objectives to the maximum possible extent. So thank you very much. आपने अच्छा जो है वो क्वेश्चन किया है.
नहीं, ये आपने शुरू में जो बताया कि HEC ने एस्टेब्लिश किया थी 2005 में क्वालिटी
जी.
एश्योरेंस एजेंसी, तो
जी.
उसका नाम भी फिर क्वालिटी इन्हांसमेंट एजेंसी होना चाहिए था.
देखिए यहाँ पे ये नॉमेनक्लेचर बाज़ औक़ात जो है ना, दो नॉमेनक्लेचर सिनोनिमस होते हैं, तो वो जो नॉमेनक्लेचर कोई भी रखा जा सकता है, लेकिन इसमें जो डिफरेंस के लिहाज से जो मैंने आपको कहा है, जो आपने जो ये क्वेश्चन का पार्ट है कि इसका नाम एनहांसमेंट क्वालिटी एनहांसमेंट सेल टू माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग इसलिए है कि क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस जो पैरामीटर्स हैं HEC के, उनको एक तो ये है कि उनको इंश्योर करना, लेकिन उस तक ही लिमिट नहीं रहना, बल्कि इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए फर्दर जो हराइजन्स हैं उनको भी कंसीडर करना. तो उन्होंने इसको ज़रा थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा ओपन रखा कि ना सिर्फ ये कन्फाइंड हो कि जो स्टैंडर्ड्स हमने दिए हैं उन्हीं को एश्योर करना है, बल्कि तो जो नेशनल या इंटरनेशनल सिनेरियो में जो और प्रैक्टिसेस अच्छी चल रही हैं जहाँ पे आप अपने प्रोग्राम को फर्दर इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं, तो इसलिए उन्होंने टू माई अंडरस्टैंडिंग जो उस वक्त QEC का नाम क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस की बजाय जो है इसको फिर क्वालिटी एनहांसमेंट सेल रखा है.
थैंक यू वेरी मच.
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच. तो आई एम थैंकफुल फॉर फ्यू क्वेश्चंस जो आपने पूछे. आप इन चीज़ों को ज़रा देख लें फॉर अवेयरनेस और अंडरस्टैंडिंग. इंशाल्लाह मे बी इट विल हेल्प यू when you have to work in the developing self-assessment reports, या जो QEC बाज़-औक़ात evaluations वगैरह करता है, तो आप तो थोड़ा सा ये उस पर भी HEC वेबसाइट पे भी हैं सेल्फ असेसमेंट रिपोर्ट और IP वगैरह, ताकि ये बेस्ट एक चीज़ मेरे जहन से निकल गई. बाज़ यूनिवर्सिटीज़ जो हैं बेस्ट टीचर अवार्ड जो है, बेस्ट टीचर अवार्ड, बेस्ट पेपर रिसर्च पेपर अवार्ड, तो इसका जो इनिशियल स्क्रीनिंग है वो भी QEC के ही स्पुर्द है मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम. इससे भी आप अवेयर हो जाए. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. थैंक यू वेरी मच. Dear participants, I am really very thankful to you. You have spared 1.5 hours for this and you listened me. And again, if you will be having any questions, anything clarify, my email is there with the PHEC. You can please send an email. Inshallah, I will respond to your email. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक्स अ लॉट फॉर योर टाइम. आप हमेशा हमें इस तरह टाइम देते हैं, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका. एंड होपफुली आपको फ्यूचर में सर इस तरह एंगेज करेंगे हम. थैंक यू, थैंक्स अ लॉट.